I'm so excited to provide you a new workout today. This one's going to be using the Theraband. This is our morning mat with prop series. And I want you to just start seated on your mat, taking a couple deep breaths. So close your eyes and then relax your shoulders down your back and start to breathe. So I want you to think about inhaling down into your belly and then exhaling all of that air out. Inhale down into your belly and exhale. Now think about your posture. You want your head over your shoulders over your ribs, and your ribs over your hips. And just relax. Now on these last two breaths, I want you to think about directing your air into your back. So as you inhale, I want you to feel those back ribs expand, and exhale, feel them get closer together. And inhale, and exhale. All right. So with any exercise that I post, if it's not right for your body, skip it. Move to the next, either come back to this breath work or just wait for the next exercise. All right, so we're gonna start moving our spine. I want you to drape your legs to one side, and let's start with our mermaid. So we're gonna take the hand on the side of the legs up. You're gonna inhale, and as you exhale, I want you to drop onto the elbow of the other arm and stretch through your rib, flexing your spine. Inhale to come up. And exhale, flow through that. Inhale to come up. Exhale. 2 more times. And exhale. Excellent. Let's swing the legs over to the other side. And do the same thing. The hand on the side where the legs are folded lifts to the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, side bend. Notice if you have a tighter side. Come all the way back up. And exhale. And 2 more. Good. And let's do 1 more. Exhale. From there, we're going to go right into a side plank. So you're going to stay on that side to keep your elbow down. Now bring the legs underneath you. We're going to keep the knee bent. The top leg is extended. Abdominals are pulled in. Think about opening the back bones and reaching that free arm to the ceiling. We're going to lift up onto that knee, lifting the hips up, finding that isometric contraction of your abdominals, of your obliques. And then I want you to side bend from there, 4. Exhale on the flexion. Inhale to come back up. Do that 2 more times. And last one. Now staying in this side plank, we're going to take this top arm through and rotate through the spine. Let's do that 4 times. Your head's just in line with your spine. Let your eyes lead your spine. So you rotate all the way down to the tail, and then the tail back up. Excellent. So let's go to the other side with that. Go into your side plank on your elbow. Top leg extended. Free arm reaching to the ceiling and come up, holding that isometric contraction. Side bend. Inhale, getting maybe a little bit more air into the ribs. 4, 3. Let's do 2 more. And then bringing that arm back to the ceiling. Let's gaze up at it and rotate through the spine 4 times. So the eyes and the hand go, you rotate through, and then come back up 4. 3, 2, we'll do one more. Excellent, good. And then we're gonna come down onto your back for your last warm-up move, but go ahead and bring that Theraband next to you, because then we're gonna go into using that as a prop. So let's get the glutes to turn on. We're starting with a basic bridge, heels in line with your sits bones, with your hips. I want you to imprint or flat back. So I'm going to do a pelvic tilt, roll through my spine, engaging my glutes to come up to give myself this nice opening in the front of my hips, and roll back down. Good. So we want to make sure that spine is nice and supple. As your Pilates workout is a full body, but it focuses on spinal mobility and stability. Good. Let's do that one more time. Excellent. So bring your knees into your chest. Just give yourself a little hug. Right. Remember, you can always go into this resting pose if there's a position that doesn't feel right for your body. We're going to start with our Theraband, and we're going to take it to start with some ab curling. We're going to put it underneath the hips so that I can reach it past my hips with my arms holding on, with my hands holding on and then pulling out. All right, first I'm going to do a couple ab curls. Inhale, using my upper back. I want to lift my upper back and using my upper abs to curl and then lower back down. 4, 3. Not focusing on like my neck to lift, but these upper abdominals and reaching my upper back over. Excellent. Now we're going to hold that position. We're going to bring the legs to tabletop for your 100. So one leg comes to tabletop and then the other. We're going to start by pulling out on that band and pumping it. I'm going to inhale for 5 and exhale. Now remember, we direct that air down with the diaphragm into the belly. And then exhale, pull the abdominals in and exhale all of that air out. If this feels good, you can extend your legs out to a Pilates V or just to a parallel leg position. But don't put any undue stress on your spine or in your back, your low back especially. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 5 more. And 4. 3. I'm up on the tips of my shoulder blades. 2. And last one. And then bring the knees in, lower your head. Take that band overhead. I want you to hold it with your palms facing up. We're going to do external rotation with the activation of your mid-back. So holding that band right above your chest, you're going to pull out, palms facing towards you. All right, so a little activation of the middle back, external rotation of the shoulder, feet anchored into the mat. Let's do 10, resist. 9, resist. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, resist, 2, and 1 more. All right, open up your band and place it on a foot. All right, I want you to first find that angle in which you can hold the leg and hold with your natural curve, right? I don't want to pull it so forward to me that I'm imprinting my back. I want to keep my pelvis level, and then I have a slight space underneath that low back. Holding the band, I'm going to reach it down and then back to that beginning starting point. Good. 2, 3, 4. Let's do 8. 5. I'm going to anchor into my standing leg
because we're going to then take that up into a bridge, right? So I want to lift the hips to challenge that stability, feeling this stretch across the front of this thigh, and then another set of 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Good. Lower that hip, switch legs. Let's repeat that on the other side. Your standing leg is still working even though your hips are on the mat at this point. We're going to reach out and come back up. 8. Find that starting point that allows you to hold your natural curves. 2 more. Good. And then we're going to anchor even more as we lift up into that single leg bridge and reach out to go down. 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Excellent. Good. Lower your hip. Now let's put both feet in and give those hamstrings a little stretch. At this point, you can imprint your back, right? Bending and extending the legs into that Theraband to help you find more of a stretch on the hamstrings. You're going to do 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Hold it up there. Now, find that neutral, natural curve alignment again. And we're going to press out into the band and then resist to come in. Activate the outer hips. Out and resist. Let's do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now, I'm going to extend my legs with the band down on the mat and then open out. We're getting ready to do a full roll up. If that's not good for your body, you can continue with the bridge or with that opening of the band. I'm going to extend my arms, right? So I feel my natural curves, the back of the head, my rib cage, my pelvis. Remember, shoulders, head over shoulders, over ribs, over hips. Now I'm going to tuck my chin slightly, use my upper abs to lift my upper back, anchor my low back by pulling my abdominals in to reach over. If you lose the band, no big deal. Spine stretch forward, pulling your stomach back, reaching arms forward in opposition. And then we're going to connect that band again, roll down, right? So pelvis, low back, mid back, shoulders, head, and do that again. Inhale, exhale, complete the roll up, spine stretch forward, and bring it back down with you. So we're not stacking our spine over the thighs, we're just rolling up and rolling back down. Spine stretch forward, and then roll back down, reaching, keep reaching into the strap with the feet. Good. You can either go less tension or more tension on your band to give you more support. Just help you slow down on that rolling back down. We have 1 more after this one. Nice massage on your spine. Find those sticking points, right? The spots that maybe won't touch. And now we'll stack from the tail to the head. Bending your knees. Let's do a half roll back. So holding on to that band, now it's time to find those sticking points. So arms out in front. You're going to roll down and then come back up. We're working into rolling all the way down. So you'll find as you go from one segment to the other, You might find a spot that, oh, maybe that spot won't touch.
So you have to hold there.
Breathe into it a little bit more, and then come back up. Do that 4 more times, finding that suppleness in your spine.
Good, we'll do 1 more.
Excellent.
Now, I'm going to take the band away for a balanced pose, but feel free to continue to use it to support the legs. Have my legs bent. I'm going to reach back to my now round spine, right? I was able to open this up, bring one leg to tabletop and then the other, and then just hold in your modified teaser, breathing, taking another chance to breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1 more time, and then bringing the feet down, reaching forward. All right, let's add an arm series. So I want you to do this with a straight spine. So I need you to find that natural curve again. If that means you need to sit up on a towel or on a block, go ahead and do that. Or maybe just bend the knees, right? And you can change that curve. We're gonna put the band around the feet again, and we're gonna do some mid-back row. So my band is apart. I'm gonna keep my knees bent a little bit so I can keep working on this lift. And I'm gonna pull my elbows right below my shoulders and then resist. 10, 9, right? Head over shoulders, shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips. We're not leaning back, we're not hinging forward. Good. Pull and release. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Cross your band for alternating row with a twist. I'm going to start with the arm towards the camera. I'm holding the other one. I'm going to pull and rotate and then come back out of that. And 2. So I want your spine to lead, your eyes to lead your spine. So I want you to think about turning your head, going from your eyes to your tail, hips staying forward, and then tail to eyes. Don't just pop back with that tension in that band. Let's do 2 more. So eyes to tail, pull the stomach in, tail to eye. All right, let's do that to the other side. 8, 7, focus on that rotation. Eyes to tail, no shift in the hips, pull the stomach in, tail to eyes. Let's do 4 more. 2 more. Breathe down into your belly as you rotate. Exhale to bring it back up. 1 more time. There's lots of things you can focus on to help you with that rotation. All right, we're gonna uncross them again for a bicep curl. This time we are gonna hinge out. So I want you to bring your arms up, all right, maybe a little bend or extended. Hinge into that flat back position. So I don't want you to feel like you're arching. I want you to just be holding your natural curves, and you're gonna curl that band towards you. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then sitting up tall. All right, go out to a little bit further down on your band. We're gonna hinge back again, but of course, if loading your spine in that position is not good for it, just stay upright. I'm gonna hinge back into a small flat back, not too much, and then press back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. And then just come on up. We're going to change the position of that band. We're going to put it underneath your hips for some rowing forward. We will start with the flat back version. And again, if forward fold does not work for your spine, you can stay in the upright position. All right, I want your band to be as symmetrical as you can on both sides of your hips. There we go. Okay, so this is going to look familiar, like your rowing series on the reformer. We're going to sit up tall, bend the knees if necessary, take the hands in the band right by your chest. So we're going to push out and up to your forehead. Now when you press out, your back should get taller. You're going to lower down, lose the tension in your strap, come up, get more tension as your shoulders lift towards your ears, and then circle around, not losing the length in your spine. Come to your chest, out and up, down and up, and then circle, circle, circle. Good. 3 more. Out and up, down and up, low belly in, backbone's lifted. Out and up, down and up, and circle, finding your lats, finding that symmetry in your shoulder joint. Out and up, down and up, and circle. Now we're going to take that to rowing from the hips. Same stacking of the spine from your tail to your head. You're going to flex your feet. Open them out slightly. Imagine that you're out on that reformer bed. You're going to reach the forehead down towards the shins. Press from your back and then stack. 1 vertebrae at a time and then find the circle. Again, you can stay in that flat back position. We're going to reach to stretch. Push from your back, circle. Good. Let's do 3 more. Reach to stretch, push from your back, stack the arms reach up and circle. 2 more. Reach, push, stack, tail to head, heads over the shoulders, right? Remember your alignment. Reach, press, excellent, and circle. All right, let's take that band and let's go into our stomach now. We need to stretch out some of that front of that body from all of that flexion. So come onto your belly, and let's first just start with a little quad stretch. You're gonna reach back, just put one hip down onto the mat, pull that heel towards your glute, and then if you can, press your foot into your hand and your hand into your foot and allow that thigh to lift. Hip bone is anchored, stretching that quad. Extend the leg out. Let's do that on the other side. Reach the foot back. Support the head with the opposite hand. Heel towards the glute. And then press the foot into the hand, and the thigh may lift. You'll feel a nice anchor of your hip bone, and stretch. Now we're going to try to do both, but if you don't have that range of motion in your knees, that's okay. But I want you to get a feel for where your hip bones are. So 1, can you bring both heels? Can the knees stay in? And then if you press, this is more of a rocking position in Pilates, stomach pulled up. Do you feel even weight on your left and right hip bone? Keep pulling your abdominals up. Keep pressing your feet. Don't let your knees wing out. Keep your inner thighs active. Open the chest, open the thighs, and breathe. And then release. Excellent. All right, let's go into a baby swan. So elbows down by your side, think thoracic extension. I want you to reach the head. Remember, the eyes guide the spine. Keep your ribs down and lift your upper back.
So you feel the crease more here at your mid back versus your low back. And just find that thoracic extension and then lower back down. Elbows draw down, almost as if you're pulling the mat underneath you. Thoracic extension and lower down. Now let's think about the legs. If you can find the heels together and that doesn't create any pressure on your back, you can get more of a full body, right? You can find those inner thighs active to help you lift the abdominals, right? Inner thighs, pelvic floor, abs to spine, and lower back down. If that creates too much pressure, you just open those legs apart, create a wider base. One more time. Ribs are down, I'm lifting. I'm pulling my stomach up though to help with that lift. Let's do one more. The legs close together helps my lift. So I'm gonna go back to there, keeping my stomach pulled in to protect my low back and to make me not find the extension in my lumbar spine, but in my thoracic, and excellent. Lower back down. All right, so let's do single leg kick. Take the elbows right underneath your shoulders and lift your chest, pulling your shoulders wide, right, to open your chest, and stomach pulled in. So I'm right on like my hip bones as I'm lifted. I'm gonna kick, and then reach that leg, and if you can lift that thigh to reach it, that'll stretch the front of that leg. Keep that inner thigh on and lay it back down. Kick, reach and stretch. Kick, now don't drop into it, right, just to get the thigh lifted. If it won't lift, that's okay. Kick just means we need to find more opening in the front of the hip. Kick, and reach. Right, kick, and reach, working for alignment here. One more time each side. Excellent. And then lower down. Now we're gonna grab that band for double leg kick. Now, let's take just a second, sit back. Sometimes it's hard to know if you're getting into your low back, but if you stretch back here and you feel that tightness, like that opening, then we come into this next position. See if you can minimize your range of motion. Use your abdominals more, because what we're wanting to do is minimize the strain here on your lumbar spine. I have a naturally tight back, so I tend to go right to that spot, so I really have to work hard not to feel it grip. All right, but if at any point you need to stretch back, that's a perfectly wonderful position to open the back up. Now I'm going to take my band across my hips. My palms are facing the ceiling, and I have a pretty close grip right where my sits bones are, right? My fists are right there. Then I'm going to draw that band up my back. My elbows, you can see, want to lift. I'm going to lower them down. Glue my heels together. Place my forehead. Actually, let's go one cheek down, so you're looking, say, towards the camera. So everything's draping. Pull your stomach up. We're going to kick 1, 2, 3. Reach the legs. I'm going to put my feet on the floor or the mat, and then reach my arms past my hips, lift to look up. And then I'm going to try to lift my arms to the ceiling. I'm not trying to lift my back up so high that I crunch into that lumbar spine. Turn your head to the other way, come back to the resting position. Kick 1, 2, 3, lower the feet, slide the arms. Ribs are on. I'm lifting my thoracic, and then I'm going to bring my arms up higher. And then go to the other side. Find your drape. 1, 2, 3. Reach. Reach. Opposition. Lift. And turn the head. 1, 2, 3. Lower the legs. Reach the arms. Reach the head in opposition. Lift the arms. Open up that chest. One more time each side. 1, 2, 3. Reach. Extend the elbow. Lift. And lift the arms. Stomach is pulled in to protect the back. Other side. 1, 2, 3. Reach. All right, if I kept my abdominals engaged, my glutes assisting, when I sit back, I shouldn't feel this, oh, in my back. I should feel just a nice stretch, but not where I had gripped. Tough. Takes a lot of time to kind of get out of that if you're naturally tight. All right. So let's come on to all fours now. So let's just do a couple cat and camel. So hands are going to be right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. Find that quadruped or 4-point. Now, if you have wrists that bother you, I have a right tight wrist, you can always take your mat, fold it up, and create an extra little full cushion so that that wrist is not in 90-degree flexion. We're going to tuck the tail, round the back into your angry cat position, and then I'm going to reverse that into my cow or camel. Good. And do that a couple times, recognizing a nice supple spine. If you're tight on one side or the other, we're going to do a couple hip glides. So when you add your breath to your cat and camel, we usually want to exhale on any flexion of the spine. Now, also pay attention to try to open here versus just pushing your shoulders up. And then inhale to extend, exhale, and inhale. Now come into a neutral alignment. And I want you to just do some leg glides, right? So all we're doing is moving our leg bone on a steady pelvis, right? I don't want to tuck, right? I just want to go into that range to massage into my hip socket. Now, you can take that hip to one side, right? And just stay there about 4 times, just to see that fluidity in that hip socket. That internal rotation, and then go to the other side. If you're like me and most everybody, there's an imbalance, and we're going to work on that next. Excellent. All right, come back to your neutral. So neutral, head, shoulders, hips, ribs are not sagging, natural curves. Extend out your right leg and flex your foot. I first want you to lift it 10 times using the glute, hip extension. Now, your toes should be pointing towards the floor, not letting it open up. That can be a challenge. Lift, so just opening up the front of the hips, strengthening that glute. Let's do 5, 4, 3. Notice how the weight shifted into that left sling, left knee, right hand, but still staying centered. Take that leg down. Go to the other side. Left hand, right knee, but find your center, flex your foot, and lift. Just a little glute squeeze to open the front of the hip. Stomach's always staying pulled in, backbone's thinking lengthened and separated. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, go back to the other side, right? Find your center, and what we're going to do is we're going to tap on one side of your mat, across that leg to the other, but I want you to keep your center line. All right, so I'm on my outside leg, I'm on my right foot, I'm going to tap out and then cross. So I'm not trying to shift my hips, I'm trying to move the leg bone in the socket. Good. 3, stomach pulled in. 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. Now, keep that leg up there. Let's point it. Let's do little circles with it. So let's do 8, out and around through the inside, right? So you find that inner thigh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now reverse it, inner thigh to outer hip, staying centered. 2, 3. Don't let yourself shift over that opposite knee. Find a focal point on the floor.
Last one, set that knee down, and then just go back into that hip hinge or child's pose and feel this work in that leg. All right, we're gonna do that on the other side. Same thing. Now I'm on my left leg. Reach it out, find my alignment first. I'm pressing this foot down into the mat. I'm gonna go to the outside of my mat and then across. Now start to steady your pelvis. Use your stomach to do that. Good. Feel the sling system kick in, but don't shift. Good. Now let's do those circles. Let's do 8 in each direction. I'm going to take it out, cross to my inner thigh. 2. My leg is staying parallel. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then cross inner thigh, outer hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, back again into that hip hinge, child's pose. We're going into our planks next. I'm gonna do it on my forearms. Again, if you want to have a little extra underneath your elbows, you can roll that mat up. This is an isometric contraction for your abdominals. Planks are so good for us. All right, elbows down, reach one leg out, and then bring the other. Now, I want you to know that if at any point you need to drop the knees in order to keep the back long, right? You never want any gripping in your back, but that's perfectly acceptable and actually preferred versus you gripping into your spine. All right, we're gonna hold this isometric position, right? Stomach pulled in, parallel feet, head, shoulders, ribs, hips in alignment. See what you need to do to get yourself into that straight position. And just breathe. Stomach pulled up. Hopefully you have a little shake going on by this point. Now, can you engage that low belly anymore? And think about those 5 lumbar spine separating. So you're pulling your abs so much, breathing into your body, that you can lengthen that lumbar spine. And then hold there. Keep thinking about those vertebrae open for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set your knees down and reach back. Excellent. All right, so let's go into some side leg work with the band. We're gonna lie on your side. Take the band around 1 foot and then lie down. All right, support your head with a ball, a block, or just your arm. And we're gonna start with the knees, the hips in line, the knees in line with the hips, the leg extended. Okay, pull the band up towards your hip, and I just want you to lift and lower. Lateral movement of that leg. Flex your foot and push into the band as if you're sidestepping, right? Reach and then back in. Good. Do 4 more here. 4, stomach pulled in, backbone's always open. Let's do 1 more. Now, let's get into that alignment for that side leg series. The legs come forward to the front of your mat, right? And so in this position, if you've dropped your waist, lift your waist and the knees, the heels should be connecting. The leg comes up, so you want to keep your waistline intact, right? Don't drop into that. Holding with the band, you're going to go forward, you're going to pump, pump, and then reach it behind you without arching your back. So I want you to inhale here, pull the stomach in, keep those backbones long as you take the leg slightly to the back. Pump, pump. Love the side leg series. 4, 5, 6,
Let's do 2 more, 7 and 8. Now, heels together, little kickstand, external rotation. You're gonna go up for 2, flex down. 2, flex down. You can add a little point without losing your band. 5, good. 6, 7, and 8. Now we're going to take that into a circle. Back to parallel. Connect your dots. Forward, up, to the back, and around. Okay, let's take that 8. 8, find your range. Don't let your hips roll back. 2, 3, right, kickstand that bottom leg. 4, 5, stomach in. Remember, I need you to pull your abdominals in and lengthen those back bones when that leg goes back. Excellent. Then you're going to reverse it. So we're going to pull the abs in, lengthen the back bones. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. Excellent. Now, just bring that leg and just stretch it out, that little figure 4 stretch. You'll get a nice little hip stretch. And then take that bottom leg, reach it back in line with your hip, and we're going to just do 1 more inner thigh. Lift. Good. And lift. 2, let's do 10 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, other side. I'm going to flip to the other side of my mat. And reach out. Okay, we're going to start with that lateral lift. Knee in line with the hip, top leg extended, head supported, waist long. Pull the band up towards your hip and anchor the bottom leg. So you're pressing that thigh down but lifting the waist. Let's lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Set up for the side leg series. The legs come forward. Reach that leg long so the heels are not, so that one leg's not shorter. Reach. Bring that leg up. Anchor the bottom. Kick, kick. Reach to the back. Now remember, inhale, exhale. Stomach pulls in, backbone stay lifted off of one another. 3, 4, 5, get a nice stretch in that hamstring and glute. 6, 7, and 8. Heels are going to come together. All right, that turnout. Again, lifting your bottom waist. Up for 2, down. If you can point, right, great. If not, if you're going to lose your band, just keep with a long ankle. Good, 2 more. And then we're going to do that circle. Connect the dots. 1 time slow, forward, up to that high range, back. This is where the stomach's pulled in, the backbones are lengthened so we don't crunch in that low back. And 8. Good. And reach that leg. 2. But pull in at the hip socket so you have your 2-way stretch in that leg. 3. 4. Anchoring the standing leg. 5. 6, 2 more, 7, and 8. Reverse it. Exhale, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, last one, and 8. Now bring that knee in, right, for that figure 4 stretch. If you can find that stretch, bring that bottom leg back in line with your hip. You can just hold this ankle, hold the floor, lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna roll to our back. So here, I want you to open the feet wide, like on the outside edge of your mat, and I want you to just windshield wiper stretch. Those legs, we've done glutes, inner and outer, should feel nice and fluid. If you have a side that still feels tighter, maybe you need to get out that foam roller or do the lower body release and restore on the YouTube channel. Excellent. All right, so we're gonna go back to that bridge that we started with, but we're not gonna use the band unless you feel like you need it for support. So my feet are 1 fist width apart. I have them not super close to my glutes, but in line so that when I lift up, I have a nice angle on my knee. Press into my heels, reach into my toes, and come up into my bridge. Now, without the band, I'm going to take my right leg into tabletop and reach it to the ceiling. Flex that foot, lower it down, and lift. Now, if you need that band, that's okay to help you hold that leg up there. 3, we're doing 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice job. Set that down, right? Reset your bridge. Feel the weight equal on your shoulders. Take the other leg up. 8 to lower. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and set it down. Reset your bridge, flat back, or roll yourself down without your shoulders rolling. 1 vertebrae. Hopefully that spine's nice and supple. You still have a couple sticking spots. Use that time to roll down. Come back into your natural curves. We're going to hug the knees in. The back will imprint now. And just rock back and forth. Excellent. So we have one more arm series, and that's kneeling. So we're going to go to our side and come all the way up. All right. Grab your band. Let's open it up and put it underneath your knees, kneeling. Now, you can do, if you have a really long band, you can do this standing, or you can still do this seated. I would suggest sitting up on a block. All right. So I might go out of the camera on this, but I'm going to take one end and I'm going to go straight up. So my elbow is slightly out from my shoulder. I don't want you in here, but I want the palm as if it's up against a wall. Stomach pulled in, the opposite arm is reaching straight up. All right, 8, 7. I love the arm series. 6, we're just going to do a portion of it. 5, 4, 3, 2, paying attention to that upright position, head over shoulders, over ribs, over hips. Take it in the other hand, this hand goes on your hips. You're going to pull and then extend. 8, back to your chest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then you're going to grab both bands for a little rotation. Bring the hands together, right? Pop one fist in the other. Rotate, center. Rotate, center. So eyes guide the spine. Eyes to tail, pull the stomach in, tail to eyes. Keep the hips facing me. This is very little load on the spine, so this is a nice rotation if some of the other loaded rotations don't work for you.
All right, one more time. Back to the other side, and then we're gonna do the opposite arm. All right, drop that band, arm by your side. Get your arm in alignment, palm up against an imaginary wall. 8, 7. Now, full body. My feet are flat, my knees are down, my inner thighs are on, my glutes are on, but not so much that I'm pinching in my low back. Stomach pulled in to open up those back bones. 2, one more, and then put it in the opposite hand. Hand on the hip, draw your sword, extend back to the chest. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 more, 7, again, where's your head floating to? 8. All right, grab your band for Hug a Tree. My band's not quite even, so you're gonna see I have more tassel on the other side. All right, arms up. So this in itself, just holding that band up with those shoulders, you're gonna bring it together and then keep it in front of the ribs. 8, 7, 6, move from your back. 5, feel those armpits, wrap underneath you. Good. 3, 2, last one. All right, move that band. We're done with the band. We're gonna go into our side plank on our hand. If you want to go back down onto those forearms, you can. I'm gonna take one hand down, reach my leg out. You can also stay with the leg bent. So let's do that version first. Arm to the ceiling. Remember that side stretch we did? So let's do that a couple times. And then if you're feeling strong in that shoulder, we're gonna take that leg out. So it's gonna go out from underneath you, behind the top leg, and you're gonna add 2 more side planks. Excellent. Good. We're gonna add that rotation, so let's drop that knee. You can stay up there if you want. Rotate. Kind of ending the way we started, but in a more advanced position. I'm gonna extend my leg and do that 2 times, rotating. Feeling nice and strong. I'm gonna lower both legs and reverse mermaid. So I'm gonna come over, reach my arm up. If you can grab that wrist and stretch through to the hip, lengthening that lat. Excellent. All right. My right wrist is my tight one. Let's see if my body can support me though. Right? So it's not always about the wrist, it's about lifting up into the shoulder. We're gonna come up, side plank with the leg extended, knee down. Get that leg up underneath you, right? Okay. Now, you noticed may have noticed I wanted to go into my spider fingers. All right, so I'm gonna try to stay in that position, anchoring my shoulder, 2 side bends here. This is my tighter hip too, so it's hard to get that leg up underneath me. All right, I'm gonna go into my full plank. Yep, so I'm using my core, not just my wrist, to hold myself up, and side bend. 2 more. Good, I'm gonna drop that leg back underneath, rotate 2 times. You can stay up there. Good, back into full plank, and rotate. Challenging that stability. Excellent. Come to my knee, come to my hip, reverse mermaid. Oh. Grab that wrist, stretch, and then come back seated on your mat. We're going to take a couple deep breaths. Arms by your side. Inhale to go up. Exhale, reach away, lengthening your spine. So I want you to remember a couple things this week. Head over shoulders, shoulders over ribs, ribs over hips. Pull your low abdominals in to elongate, float the backbones off of one another. Those 5 lumbar. Even if you're standing at the grocery store Even if you're sitting in your car, constantly use your breath to breathe down into your belly. And then exhale, pull everything up. Pelvic floor, low belly. Diaphragm will lift and those backbones will open. Last one. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week.